What if I told you the cheaper something looks, the more control you're about to lose? Not because it's useful, not because you need it, but because your brain is wired to fall for cheap prices. And once you see how this works, you'll never look at discounts the same way again. Most people believe low prices save money. That's the logic. But companies discovered something far more profitable. Cheap prices don't reduce spending, they increase it. Not by forcing you to buy, but by changing how your brain measures value. And it starts with something incredibly simple. When you see a low price, your brain does something dangerous. It relaxes. Cheap feels low risk. Low risk feels safe. And safe decisions don't get questioned. You don't ask, do I actually need this? You ask, why not? That single thought is the gateway. Because once the price feels insignificant, the decision stops being logical, it becomes emotional. You're no longer buying value. You're buying the absence of pain. Prices invite stacking. You've seen this before. You walk into a supermarket and there's a sign, buy 3 for $10, you came for 1. But now 1 feels wasteful, 2 feels incomplete, 3 feels like the smart choice. Stores like Target design entire checkout areas around this idea. Small, cheap items placed together, not to sell one thing, but to make just one more feel automatic. Your brain stops counting money, it starts counting excuses. Ever seen this online? $120? Now $34.99. You see this constantly on platforms like Amazon or Shein. But here's the trick. Your brain never asks, is this worth $34? It asks, am I beating the original price? That crossed out number becomes the anchor. Even if no one ever paid it, even if it was never real, the discount feels like a victory, and victories bypass skepticism, slow you down. Cheap purchases speed you up. That speed is intentional. When decisions are fast, doubt disappears. Friction vanishes. Logic gets bypassed. Companies don't want you thinking. They want momentum, because once you start moving, stopping feels harder than continuing. Now combine cheap prices with subscriptions. Only $4.99 a month. That sounds harmless. It's the price of coffee. Platforms know this, because $5 doesn't trigger pain. But 12 months later, you've spent $60 without a single conscious decision. No moment of, should I? Just quiet leakage. Cheap prices don't ask for permission. They wait for time to do the damage. Here's the final twist. Once you buy something cheap, you defend it. You tell yourself, it was nothing. It doesn't matter. That self-justification protects your ego, and the next cheap purchase becomes easier. Cheap prices don't just drain money, they condition your identity as a spender. So cheap prices don't make you spend less. They make spending feel invisible. And when money becomes invisible, control disappears. The price wasn't small, your awareness was. If you've ever said, it's cheap anyway, you've felt this effect. Leave a comment if this changed how you see prices. And subscribe if you want to understand how influence really works. This is Invisible Hand Lab.